All right, I'm here with Javon Johnson from TMZ. Javon, thanks for taking some time.
Thank you for having me. I'm excited to be here.
All right, and what is something that you're seeing just in general, like kind of working well, like doing well on accounts?
Image optimization. Don't forget about it. It's fairly easy to do, maybe more difficult to scale, but optimize your images, give them file names, use modern image file formats. I like WebP. I love WebP actually. And provide descriptive alt tags.
Fantastic advice. And you've done kind of like a variety of things, right? Some e-com, some like across the board. Anything that's like your favorite?
I'm trying not to be smart. I was going to say not e-com, but I'm working on an e-com project right now, so I love e-com. My favorite is SaaS because if you do well, the money can come in rolling and the profit margins are pretty fat. So I enjoy SaaS, but I really, really enjoy local and helping small businesses. It's a game, it may be super competitive, but in a smaller field. But most of the folks, even to the extent they are optimized, may be missing some things, and there might be some things that I've done in SaaS, in e-commerce, in marketplace that they are not so used to or that their agencies aren't doing. And of course, I love breaking news.
Absolutely. And favorite part of Brighton SEO so far?
It's been catching up with friends. I came down here, looking to get new information, maybe be reminded of some things that I forgot. And there were people who I didn't expect to be here, or maybe I really just didn't think about it, who I've come across. And so it's gone from a, hey, I'm going to learn to, hey, I'm learning and catching up and high fives and eating good and all the good things.
That's the best part. It's the best part. All right, and last question. Is there anything that you're just seeing sort of like not working anymore, like just working, hardly working?
Okay, I'm going to answer it the way I want to answer it, but trying to answer your question.
Okay.
So I'm going to say, stop using exact anchor text, please. That's the old days. That's the 2005 SEO. That's not 2023 or 24.
All right. Fantastic to meet you, and thanks for taking the time, Javon.
Thank you. My
Appreciate
pleasure.
it. All right. I'm here with Alex Crandall of ServiceMaster. Alex, thanks for taking some time for an interview today.
Thank you. Nice to be here.
All right. And so you do a lot of local paid media, correct?
Yep.
Okay. And in demand gen, is that
Yeah.
something that you're working on?
Demand gen, something we've been pushing really heavily towards our local franchises recently in the last few months, but really for 2024. Really just to help out with local awareness, but also we're starting to see a lot of leads and conversions come from that. So we're really trying to push that as a way just to help out with brand awareness, obviously, but the local franchisees, obviously, they're really focused on leads too. So we're really trying to push that because see leads, obviously, much more happy.
Yeah, and you have a bunch of good video too. I'm sure that helps
Yep.
on the demand gen side.
Yep, exactly. So we're working on that right now. But we really we're really big fan of it with the Gmail placement. So, but yeah, we have some good videos for that too.
Awesome. Any like tricks to make it work other than like some of the good creative and the placements that come along with demand gen?
I think really just working with the custom audiences within Google, going after obviously very segmented, specific audiences. I think that's really probably the best trick for that is just making sure you have your targeting really solid so you can drive more view through and direct conversions.
Okay, and then do you do YouTube too?
Yes. Yeah, we run a lot of YouTube. That's something we've also been pushing to our franchisees, especially with just how many, just with YouTube TV being a component of regular YouTube too. So yeah, that's another big one, and obviously we like that with our franchises too for our local campaign, just because the view-through conversions, being able to track that's obviously huge because a lot of times video campaigns there's not a lot of are we getting leads from this, right? So that's another big one for us.
Yeah, so when you're looking at your YouTube results, always look at conversions and your view-through conversions.
Yep, exactly.
Okay, and last question. Is there anything in your accounts right now that's either working really hard or hardly working?
I would say that our exact match keywords are working really hard. They always will. I know that's probably just a kind of an obvious answer, but I think that's the biggest thing for us.
Shocking
Yeah,
that
right.
those are working.
Yeah, right.
And if people want to find you, where should they go to get in touch if they want more Alex?
Probably LinkedIn, Alex Crandall, Crandle, Candle combined. So
Awesome. Great to meet you. Thanks so much.
thanks, Greg.
And we've got Amit Kabra here from Hop Skip Media with the throwback Marketing O'Clock shirt. Amit, thanks for taking some time to talk today. You just had a great session here at Brighton SEO. Can you just elaborate for the folks what the title of the session was?
My title was going from PME to PMAX.
I think that's the best title I've ever heard, so kudos for that.
In all fairness, I have to give our intern the credit. He came up with it last year, and I've been running with it for the entire year ever since. So every workshop I've actually shopped is PME to PMAX, and everyone loves it right out the gate because they're like, okay, the title's good at least.
All right, absolutely. It's phenomenal. And so you're doing a lot of PMAX these days?
Yeah, more so on the lead generation side. So we work mainly in lead generation. So PMAX has been something that I've been trying to figure out for lead gen because it's very linear for e-com. I mean, you get the final sale and then you call it no, you don't really call it a day, but you kind of call it a day. With lead generation, obviously the cycle's not ending after you get that form. So working with clients on how to qualify that user before they even come on through PMAX and then figuring out what the sales process is afterwards has been something that we've been working a lot on lately.
Okay, so I've heard a lot that you can't use PMAX for lead gen. Is that truth or is that a myth?
I think that's a myth. We've made it work for a lot of our clients, and we have like an energy client that we work with right now where we were doing HubSpot bookings basically, and that was really the core of what they wanted. And what we noticed is that there wasn't enough data coming in for PMAX to do what it wanted to do, so we actually ended up changing the conversion to a micro conversion. So the energy incentive guide for XYZ state that happens right before they were actually booking the call. And what we've done is now made that the conversion point and have the sales team actually reach out to those people a bit more aggressively. And what we're seeing is actually larger accounts coming in, but also obviously your return on investment is much higher than it used to be.
Absolutely. So you got to have a good offer, you got to get the information back, and then you got to follow up fast, and it works.
And then also the CRM integration is a big key as well, because you need to, again, giving Google data is the key to Performance Max. So when you have the CRM integrated within Google Ads and you're able to mark your leads good or bad, they're going to be able to come back and be like, okay, well, we're going to find you more good and less bad, because we don't want those bots to keep on coming back and spending our money. So the CRM integration is where I really think that makes that biggest difference.
Okay, and is there anything working really hard in your accounts, or is there anything hardly working currently in your accounts?
Oh gosh, I think the question about whether audience signals are working is the big one, especially with now custom lists possibly going away and just replaced by search themes. You really have to question whether or not custom lists are actually working beforehand if they're willing to throw it away so quickly. So that's kind of what's been going through my mind lately on like, does that actually work, or is it just there for the sake of being there?
Okay, and anything that you're doing fun or anything you're excited for in ad space for 2024? Anything you're looking forward to?
I think it's just more so on the AI front, trying to utilize it more, add it into our processes. Obviously not make it the whole process, but making it part of our process is the big thing. And I really want to echo that more and more to people, because I think a lot of people will go, hey, we'll get it to write ad copy. And that's fantastic, but also we need context to everything. So we really need to be going through it. And what I do is talk it out loud. I'll literally say it. And if I trip up on something, then I know that it shouldn't be that headline shouldn't be what it is right now. So that's my little trick on how to get past using AI and making sure that it actually is talking like a human.
Absolutely. And so for the people that have tried PMAX and not got it to work for lead gen, how do they reach out to you to hire you?
Oh gosh, I'm the AdWords girl everywhere on the internet. I know that it's Google Ads now. I don't need people telling me that. I just love AdWords so much. It has such a special place in my heart. I couldn't let go of the name. So I'm going to be AdWords girl until hopefully my last breath, I think. But yeah, I'm AdWords girl everywhere on the internet, or you can find us at hopskipmedia.com.
Okay. Thank you so much for sitting down today. Tim Jensen of M&T Bank. Tim, thanks for taking the time today.
Sure, yeah, glad to.
So Tim, I think you're here in not only one session, but two sessions, is that right?
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah, I did a session talking about challenges with PPC reporting in an era where essentially data is getting a lot messier. Also, I was on an analytics panel.
Okay, and then are there any tips? Because I know like you probably have a lot of different people that might not know the full nomenclature or the extent of some of that data. How do you make sure that anybody can look at those reports and really extract value depending on where they are in the company?
Sure. I mean, I think number one is understanding what your clients, stakeholders, whoever that is, what they care about. And often, the in the weeds metrics that you're looking at are not necessarily the end of the day metrics that they care about that relate to their revenue. So picking out whether it's the conversions that tie into leads or sales, revenue amounts and such, maybe pulling together a report, whether that's like Looker Studio or a platform that you use that has those metrics front and center for them.
Cool. And then in your accounts, is there anything right now that's really working hard, or is there anything that's just hardly working?
Sure. I mean, I think one positive thing is playing around with like audience segmentation. So like if you have customer lists, breaking out those customers by categories and playing with either directly targeting those people to upsell them or creating lookalikes based off of different customer segments. So I would say that's definitely something that's working well. I would say from like a challenge standpoint, something that we're all facing is data going away, whether that's not being able to see all your search terms, or like from a bidding standpoint where you're trusting the system and you have to feed it good data, but sometimes even that gets a little messy.
Awesome. Well, it's been such a great time meeting you. And if people are saying, a lot of people are saying, we want more Tim, how do they find you online? Where do they go?
Sure. I would say LinkedIn is probably the best place to connect with me. It's LinkedIn/Timothy J. Jensen, or you can just look me up by name. But yeah, probably the best place to connect.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Tim.
It's officially marketing o'clock. Settle in, sit back, keep it locked.